Hey all you Let's Play fans, Baltus MC bringing you a special bonus episode of Castlevania, Symphony of the Night. Now in this episode I'm going to go ahead and show off all the shields that you can get in the game, as well as their various effects that they have when used in conjunction with the shield rod. Also I'm going to show off a few items that I find either interesting or useful that you can pick up throughout the castle. So let's go ahead and go to the menu here and we'll go ahead and get started. So I have the shield rod equipped, and you can see I have everything organized here. Well, that's because I forgot if you highlight either your left or your right hand and then hit square, you can actually organize them in whatever way that you'd like. So that would have been helpful during the main playthrough, but whatever. Let's go ahead and get continuing then. Okay, so first things first, I'm going to go ahead and start off with the leather shield. So if we equip both this and the shield rod together and then hit both attack buttons at the same time, we get a cow! A cow that will raise our defense up by 20. Now, I'm not really sure how long that effect lasts for. It might be like a time duration, or it might just be for the room. I don't know. But, yeah, you can get various status abilities with these. It's like the first, 3 or 4 shields that I'm going to show off only, alter your stats a little bit. Alright, so we have the Knight Shield on next. With that, we get a badass horse. And this horse will raise our attack up by 20. Not bad. So let's go ahead and switch over to the Herald Shield now. And each one of these things that I do, if you look at my MP meter, it does use up MP, so you have to keep your eye on that. Alright, with the Herald Shield, we can get protection from both fire and thunder, so that one's not bad at all. Plus, you got a little bit of side boob there. Can never complain about that. Alright, next up we have the Shaman Shield. Alright, there we go. Get some weird ass looking whatever the hell that is. And this will raise our intelligence up by 20. Pretty good. Okay, next one up is the Goddess Shield. And with that we get resistance from dark. So not bad at all. So those are the last of the buff spells that you can get with the shields. The rest of them have attack abilities. So let's go ahead and show off the Dark Shield first. I'm going to go ahead and go to the map here. Now the Dark Shield you pick up from the Malachi enemy in Deathwing's Lair, which is right over here. So it's not that far from where we're at. We actually seen that guy before. He has the wrong name. He's supposed to be a Cthulhu, but whatever. I'm not going to get into that. Alright, so with the Dark Shield and the Shield Rod... Ooh, look at that! Get a weird-ass attack that attacks everything on screen. So that's not bad at all. I mean, they don't really do a whole lot of damage, though, so they're really not worth it. They're just visually appealing. It's just one of those hidden things that you can do in the game. Okay, with the Iron Shield... The Iron Shield you can actually pick up from the Librarian back in the other castle. With this, you get some dude that shows up and throws swords in front of you. Not really impressive, it's kind of stupid. Okay, now we got the Axe Lord Shield up next. Now the Axe Lord Shield, you can actually pick this up from the Axe Armor, and they are anywhere that they spawn, pretty much. The best place to get the shield, the place that I got it from, was in the Castle Keep, in the original castle. That was the best spot that I could, because there was 3 of them that spawned really close to one another. Alright, so enough bullshitting about that. Let's go ahead and use the Axe Lord Shield. Okay, now this guy is supposed to march out in front of you. Yeah, just like that. And he attacks anything that's in front of you. Looks really stupid, by the way, too. Okay, so that's enough of the Axe Lord Shield. Let's go ahead and show off the Skull Shield. Now, the Skull Shield, the best place to get this is from the Yorick enemy, and you can find him here in the reverse keep area. Now, that's the best place to do that. You can also get this off of the Skull Lord, but it's a lot easier to kill Yorick to get it. So let's go ahead and use it with the Shield Rod. Boom! Get a massive ass laser. Not bad at all. I think that actually does pretty decent damage. But then again, like I said, it's not really worth it to use these shields with the shield rod because it takes way more focus than I have to use them. Plus, there's a lot more useful ways of causing damage. Okay, so next up is the fire shield. Now the fire shield, you can actually get it from over here in the necromancy laboratory from the flame demon. And he also has something else that he drops as well that I'm going to show off in a little bit. But let's go ahead and use the flame shield. Alright, come on. There we are. Awesome. That's probably the most useful out of all of them. Because that those fire dragons that come out of there, they can do pretty sizable damage. Alright. So next up, we have the Medusa Shield. Now the Medusa Shield you can pick up from any Medusa head enemy. And that's just anywhere they spawn. You could get it here in this room too if you wanted, because they have Medusa heads that spawn in here. So let's go ahead and use that. And this one's not too bad. It has like homing lasers that seek out enemies. But it still uses up a lot of MP. Alright, so we saved the best for last. I'm not going to show off the Alucard shield because it actually does nothing at all. You just get a question mark above your head and that's it. But with the Alucard shield, you get one of the most broken things in the entire fucking game. This is almost as bad as the Chrysogrim. Let's go ahead and activate it. Alright, so with that, we actually have a shield that is really, really fucking overpowered. Let's go ahead and go down here, fight an enemy so I can show it off. What you have to do is just hold out your shield. Look at that! Causes max damage, like 250 damage. And every single time you hit something, not only does it give you 8 HP back, but it also gives you hearts. So it is really fucking broken, and it lasts for quite a while, too. I think it's, I want to say it's like 90 seconds, but that only counts as long as you have the shield out. So yeah, this is really broken. You can actually beat Dracula in like 7 seconds with this shield out alone, when you do that spell. Alright, so that's it for the shields that you can get in the game. Let's go ahead and show off some of the items that we can get. So what I want to do is there's a few weapons that I picked up that are really, really good. Let's see, the first one I want to show off actually is the Morn Sword. Where is it? I think it's all the way at the bottom. No, let's go ahead and organize it then. There we are. That way I can hopefully find it a little easier. There it is, the Morn Sword. Now with this, it doesn't look that special. I mean, it does hit pretty hard for a regular sword. But what's interesting about this is that you can use it in place of the shield rod. Just like so. So yeah, that's kind of nice. Now the Morn Sword, you can actually pick up... Oh, wrong button there. You can actually pick up over here in the Anti-Chapel from the Spectral Sword. It's one of his rare drops that he has. So that one's kind of nice. Alright, next up we have the Marsil, a powerful sword of flame. Now the Marsil weapon, you can actually pick up over here in the Necromancy Laboratory from the Flame Demon. This is the other thing that he can drop, as well as that fire shield. And with that, you get a pretty badass fire sword. It's definitely a step up from the fire brand, because it leaves behind this fire trail that can damage enemies as well, like does residual damage. And if you do like the half circle attack, oh look at that, that's so fucking cool. I just love the sound that it makes when you use it. But yeah, that's a pretty interesting sword. Next up, I mean I already showed off the Chrysogrim. Next up we have the Morn Blade. Feeds upon enemies' souls. Alright, let's go ahead and respawn enemies in here. So that way I can show it off. Now, the Morn Blade we can actually pick up over here in the Reverse Colosseum from the Azaghal enemy. He also drops... Let's go ahead and show that off. The Azaghal also drops this, the Covenant Stone, which can raise your strength up by 15. So that's actually pretty good as well. So with the Morn Blade in hand, anything that we hit, we can actually get HP back from it. Yeah, look at that. So that's actually really nice. If you have this and you come across one of those stone skull enemies, you can actually regenerate your HP if you're really low. You just keep hitting them with this sword, and you can get your HP back up to full in no time. So that's really, really nice. I definitely recommend getting the Morn Blade in your regular playthrough of a game, just because it's really good to have in a tight situation. Okay, the next one that we have here is the Heaven Sword. Now the Heaven Sword, it's not really that good as far as attack power goes, but if you have two of them together, you do get a little bit of an interesting effect with it. So let's go ahead and go to the map here. Now the Heaven Sword we can actually pick up from the Cloaked Knight over here in the Reverse Clock Tower. There's a lot of those Cloaked Knights there in that room too, but it will still take quite a while to get these swords. So if we use one of them, you can see he throw a sword out just like he would. It's pretty interesting visually to see, but if you have two of them together, you actually get a special attack with it. See if I can find one of these bad enemies down here, take him out, or at least show the effect that it has. Yeah, look at this. Oh, stabbed to death. Yeah, if you press both attack buttons together at the same time, you get that kind of attack. Now that is pretty cool, but to get two of these Heaven Swords, that does take quite a bit of killing those enemies and a little bit of luck making sure that you can grab them. Okay, so that's it for the Heaven Sword. What do we have next up on the list? Alright, so the next one up, this one is kind of like an upgrade to the Heaven Sword, at least I feel it is. We have the Rune Sword, which is a flying rune-inscribed sword. Show off this here on the map. You can actually get the Rune Sword from the Dodo, which is over here in the reverse entrance. I ended up passing by this guy in my regular playthrough. I didn't really talk about him that much, or talk about him at all. But yeah, he drops the Rune Sword, as well as the Heart Brooch, which can reduce your heart consumption. So that one's actually kind of nice. That's the only place you can find him too, by the way. But yeah, look at this. Not really sure what that says, if it says anything when you throw out the sword. But yeah, you can see, it's really cool. Does decent damage, and it can attack way out in front of you. So it's one of the weapons in the game that I used to get a lot when I would first play it, just because I thought it was really cool. Okay, so I only have one last thing that I want to show off. Now, I am omitting things like showing off the different names that you can enter when you're starting a new game. Like you can enter in Richter's name to play as Richter. There's also a name that you can enter in for luck increase, but it makes the game a little bit harder. There's various things like that, but I don't feel like showing them off. Like the Ring of Varda is another item that you can get. I talked about that a little bit through my playthrough, but you need to play on like a replay game or something like that to show it off. And also there's glitches in the game that I don't feel like showing off because they're not really that important. I just want to stick to like shields and interesting items pretty much. Alright, so the last thing that I want to show off is kind of a stupid thing, is you got the Axe Lord armor here. The Axe Lord armor you actually get from, well, let's go ahead and take it off first, and I'll go here to the map and show you. Oh, actually I can't show you on this map, but it's from the spike ball in the other castle that you find in the chapel area, the Royal Chapel. Alright, so let's go ahead and show it off. Once you equip it on and then exit the menu, watch this. Oh, what the fuck? Look at this. This is fucking ridiculous. Yeah, not only do you have a piece of armor on, but you're a fucking axe knight as well. You can actually run decently fast with this, and you have a axe that comes along with it. But it's really stupid because if you get hit, then it knocks you on your ass for a little bit. And also, you can't really jump as well, so you have to constantly take it on and off if you wanted to use it. Yeah, this is just one of the things that I thought was really interesting in the game. I mean, you could use it if you want to travel really fast, but you still got the wolf you can use as well if you want to do that. I just thought it was really funny and thought it was worth showing off. But that's pretty much all that I have and all that I want to show off in this episode. So yeah, this has been Baltus MC saying Godspeed in the gaming world, and stay tuned for more Let's Plays to come. Hiya! Ha!